So here I am entering the price. Let's say there is a field called tax also. Okay. So let's say tax is 10% of the price. After entering the price, again I need to enter tax. So what I will do, I will not make tax as a currency field. I will rather make it as a formula field. Okay. So if you make tax as a formula field, that will be automatically calculated based on the formula that you put. So let's go and do that. Go to setup, create objects. And then click on product. Click on new field. Field type will be formula here. Click on next. Field label, whatever you want, tax. Okay, after calculation of formula, what should it return? After calculation, it should return currency, right? Tax again will be currency. So the field type is formula, but return type here is currency. Okay. Do you want any decimal places? No. So I'm just creating a new field. Just that I have put the type as formula field, and I'll have the option of putting a formula here. So 10% of price, right? So the reference field you will have to insert here. Price is the reference field into 0.1. This will make 10% of price. You have the option of doing a syntax check. In case there is any syntax error, it will show it there. If it does not show any syntax error, I think you are good to save it. So it says no syntax error, means your formula is correct. Okay. So take the reference field from here. Usually you should select advanced formula. That will give you the option of taking all the reference fields. Put your formula here. Tax equals what? Tax equals price into 0.1. All the functions are listed here. Those functions should be, taken from here. In case you want to use any of the functions. Anyone who has worked on Microsoft Excel functions would know this. There are all types of functions available here. Mathematical functions, max, min, square root, logical functions, if else kind of functions, if or these kind of functions, and we have text functions also, left, right, substitute, all these things. So most of the functions from Microsoft Excel are available here. You can put those functions, but the formula that I needed at this point of time was pretty simple. For this I do not need any function, right? So 10% of price. Price into 0.1. Click on next and save this. Save this. So there's another field called tax that I have added. Now let's go to product and try to enter a record here. Let's say the price is $300. The tax field is not available here. You don't see the tax field here. The reason is that's a read-only field. The value will be automatically populated there. You don't have to enter any value for it. Save it. So you just entered price, but you will see that the tax also got calculated and it's there. The moment you save it, you will see the price field as well as tax field. So how much is price? 10% of that comes up as the tax based on the formula. Simple. Let's say this was a very simple formula. In case you want to use, now your business has a different logic. It says if price greater than 100, tax equals 20%. Fine. And if price is less than 100, should be 10%. Right? So if they do not have a same tax calculation rule for all the prices, in case they have a logic there again. For price more than 100, tax should be different, and for price less than 100, tax percentage should be different. So that also we can do it. For that, what we need to do, we just need to go back to that same field, edit that, go to the tax field, edit it, and we just have to make changes in the formula. If condition we have to put. So if price greater than 100, then tax will be what? 20%, right? Else it will be 10%. So if price is greater than 100%, tax equals to price into 0.2, which means 20% of the price, otherwise 10% of the price. Do a syntax check and save it. No syntax error. Fine, you can save.
And if it is equal to 0, price equals to 0, I think we have to give that also, I guess.
If
price less than 100, it would consider even 0 and it would calculate tax.
Yeah, it will consider 0 as
So less than 100 not equal to 0. We have to give.
Yeah, we
give
can
it like that, I guess.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I think one more question I was getting. Anyone has a question? No? So we are fine here. Now if you go and edit this, if you keep price as 80, it's 10%, $8. If you make it 200, now it's 20%. Yeah, so this is one business logic where we can put the formula, we can define our own expressions, formula expression, which can be used for calculating the values. Okay, so I would suggest take out some time during this weekend, spend on this formula thing. You should be able to spend at least 1 to 2 hours on this. In case someone who has already worked on Microsoft Excel functions and is quite good in that, try to utilize that Microsoft Excel functions here, because it's very similar to that. Someone who has just worked on basics or has not worked on Microsoft Excel functions at all, it will be worth spending some time on it. Start with small functions like calculating the percentage, multiplying two values, or bringing in if statement there. So that will be very helpful, right? So it's not that, okay fine, if you know things, you don't have to spend time. It's not like that. You still can spend a little bit of time and try to get a little more expertise in it. And who do not know the functions part definitely have a lot to do on this. So I think if you spend close to 2 hours at a stretch on this, even if someone does not know anything about Microsoft Excel functions, if you spend like 1.5 or 2 hours on this, create at least 10-20 same functions, similar kind of functions, small functions. If you create 20 of them, you will be very comfortable with it. So that is what I feel. Okay, so now moving on to the next business logic, validation rule.
Excuse me, Jit, I'm having one question.
Yes, please tell me.
Like, how would we know the syntax of the formulas?
How would you know the syntax of the formula? Very good question. And the function you are talking about, right? The functions which are listed. You are talking about understanding the syntax of this function, if function, right? So when you select a function here,
Like whatever functions we will be using, you will be using different functions.
right. So whenever you click on a function here, it shows you a brief of the syntax here. In case you need to understand it better, you can click on this link. It will take you to the help where this function is clearly defined. Okay. Other thing that you can do is you can click on this operations and functions. That link is also here. Click on this. This will open the complete list of functions for you. All the functions, the syntax, how they can be used, one small example, right? So you can look into those and understand that. So they have a quite a big list of functions, but you don't need to spend time on each one of them. It's okay if you understand few of them. So just go to the ones which make sense to you, which you understand. Like if we understand that if else conditions are there, and condition is there, or condition is there. So the ones which you can understand, it completely depends on you, because you don't need to get into the most complex formula. Out of these functions, I have hardly used 5% of the of what is available here, and I might not be able to tell you 30 to 40% of them what exactly they mean. A mathematical function, if you go and see floor, geolocation, this, that, all those things we have. I mean, I've not used them that much. So no one needs to know all of those things, but yeah, things which you feel are into your and fall in your range, you have worked on those things, you understand that a little, try to learn those things. Once you have learned how to use a function, then you can use any function, then you will not have a challenge, right? So these both the links are available here. This getting started operations and function, this will take you to the complete list of all the functions. Or if you just select a particular function and you say help on this function, it will show you details of that function. See, this is the link where you will be taken to if you want to see the help on the functions. It's taking a bit of time to load, but this is where you can actually come and see all the details.
Oh, thank you.
Can you all hear me? Hello? I can hear you. Can you all hear me? Am I audible? Hello, hello, hello. Can you all hear me? Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Can you all hear me? Hello, hello. Okay, great. Yeah, so that link I was showing, and after that I think I lost the audio connection for a minute. So that's fine. So I think Renu, your question got answered, right? You're fine with it. All right, thanks.